This is the back of my shed, and it's basically where stuff goes to die. But today, I want to reclaim this space by doing not only just a nice little sidewalk, but we're going to do a dry pour sidewalk. Let's make something cool. So yeah, this right now is a very tight space because this is where I shove everything that I'm done with using or I don't know what have you, but we're gonna start this off by clearing some of this stuff out and trimming some vines and hedges that are just taking over. Well, that already feels and looks so much better. The funny part is a lot of the vines were holding some of the fence up and keeping it from falling down. So I'll have to fix that eventually. But now we can move on to building our form. Before we move on to the next step, a quick word from our sponsor, ISOTunes. Guys, take it from someone who is deaf in one ear. Do not neglect your hearing protection. ISOTunes has a great line of defense against hearing loss. And me personally, I have these earbuds, the Free 2.0. I use these literally every single day, almost all day long, for not only my everyday hearing protection needs, but I use these to listen to my tunes all day long. But when I'm in my shop, I use these great ear muffs, the Link Aware, and it has this great level-dependent aware technology that keeps out the loud bad noises and allows the lower level noises like conversation to come through. So like say when my father-in-law comes over and he wants to help out.
You're doing that wrong.
So get yourself some great hearing protection, go to isotunes.com, use the link down below, and use my discount code MichaelBuilds10 for 10% off. Alright, now that we've got the form all settled and leveled, now I'm going to lay down a 1-inch layer of gravel for drainage. And I'm going to make sure that I tap it down real good. Drainage stone could be anything from pea gravel to 3/4 inch stone or marble chip. Now that our form is completely ready to go, now for the fun part, and that is pouring the concrete. Ooh, I almost forgot. Before we start pouring all these and making things a lot tighter in an already tight space, I want to measure out and mark where my control joints are going to be. This way, when I've got dry concrete powder everywhere and I have very little space to step, I can very easily score in my control joints. This really is the real fun part. This is like the Zen garden part. It really is euphoric. Now I've got 10 bags left, but I'm not going to set up all the rest of the 10 bags and pre-open them like I did the first half, because that 20 bag estimate is just an estimate. So I don't want to rip open any bags that I could possibly either use on another project or return. So I'm probably going to pre-open 5 bags at least, just to start off with. Alright, I think that opening up 5 bags was the right call. We're looking pretty good. So now I'm going to screed this with a board that has at least one nice smooth side, and we'll see where we're at. And we'll go from there. Alright, the screeding part, this is where I see that a lot of people have the most trouble with, is screeding. A lot of people tend to get a lot of rocks on top for some reason, and they think that it's because of that particular batch they got was that it had too much aggregate in it. But no, I think it's just, you know, really going back and forth like this in tight little pattern. But I also tried something new today. Instead of going like this the whole way back and side to side, I actually tried just doing nice little long sweeps like this, and that actually worked pretty good. I got a really nice surface texture with that. So now on to the next step. We're going to round the corners off, and then after that we're going to go ahead and score our control joints. This is another one of my favorite steps because, again, another euphoric step in the process. Alright, well, we got all the edges rounded over. We got our 2 control joints. Now all that's left is to start spraying this thing down. You know, this is what it's all about. So first we're going to start off with a very light misting over the whole thing. Then we're going to wait 1 hour, and we're going to heavily mist it again. Wait 1 hour. Then we're going to shower it down. We're going to flood it down after that. And we're going to do that flood 3 times with 1 hour in between. Then just let it sit for 24 hours before you walk on it. Now, a quick word on this whole dry pour thing. I am still on board with dry pour, but I still maintain that this is not a professional thing to do, okay? This is strictly for the DIY people. Please don't think that you're going to go out there and start a concrete business, going out to people's houses thinking that you're going to do a dry pour. This is for people where you don't have the tools, or you don't have the back, and you've got to do it a little bit at a time. I know it may not seem like it to some of you, but this is a much easier method that you can take your time with. And it has its drawbacks, which I'm about to do a video about very soon here, but it's still good enough. It's still good enough for a lot of us. And you know, dry pour, take it or leave it, but I still love it. It's good for some projects, bad for others. Alright, it's been 48 hours, only because it rained all day yesterday. So I'm going to take the forms off this and see what we got. Check that out. A near perfect dry pour sidewalk slab. This is seriously the best dry pour that I've ever done, but I say near perfect because this is my major pet peeve with the dry pour technique, is that sometimes after you've done the 2 misting sprays to create that hard shell, and then you move on to the first shower phase or the first flooding phase, that shell can sometimes have a little bubble underneath it, unfortunately, and there doesn't seem to be much that you can do about that, so it's very unpredictable in that way. But these are the kind of things that you just kind of expect with a technique like this. So, but this one wasn't too bad. It just got one small bubble right here, a medium-sized bubble right here. So, and again, for what I'm doing here, I really don't care. But right now I want to kind of pretty this up and lay down some landscaping fabric on both sides and throw out some gravel, make it look a little bit more inviting. Well, I did it. I reclaimed the back of my shed with a quick little dry pour sidewalk. I don't think it turned out too bad, if I do say so myself. But let's be honest with ourselves. I'm probably gonna still stick stuff back here, but at least now it's still a bit more inviting and I can get through from side to side a whole lot better. Also got a video coming up where we're gonna test the strength of one of these dry pours and look over the condition after 1 year. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what this other small pad is for and why I left it there, I have a tank that sits there and it's about to get a little enclosure. So that's what that's all about. Got some awesome videos coming up, so stick around and I will see you in the next one.